Today we're going to talk about how I built my DIY diesel fuel transfer tank. Um, I, I got to where I needed more volume for running two tractors almost full time. So I got to looking at transfer tanks and pumps, and by the time you buy the tank and then you buy the pump, either electric or manual. Manuals are a lot cheaper, of course, but in the middle of the summer, when you're trying to cut 290 acres, that can get very laborious and entirely too hot to be manually slinging a pump. So the options out there were pretty expensive. And I got to sitting around one day in the shop, and I thought to myself, I said, "Self, I think I can make a transfer tank to get done what I need to get done, serve my purpose." So I got to researching on what kind of tanks were impervious to diesel fuels and oils and things like that. And it turns out there's a special kind of plastic, thermoplastic. I can't remember the scientific name for it, but some transfer tanks, some chemical tanks absorb diesel fuels, hydraulic oils, and things like that. And that is exactly what I was not looking for. So, a little bit further research showed that this certain thermoplastic was impervious to diesel fuel and hydraulic oils and all that. And I found one on Amazon. As you're looking at it now, it's a yellow chemical spray tank, but it's also UV resistant and resistant to diesel fuel and oils of that type. So then I was needing to get it out of the tank, and I researched several different kind of portable 12-volt pumps and this and that and the other. And I ultimately ended up buying a portable 12-volt pump system that was in a case on sale for less than $100 from Amazon. And I bought it. I took it out of the case. It was bolted in the case. It comes with the hoses and all that, and the nozzle and everything else, but I didn't particularly like the nozzle that came with it, so I had ordered a little bit beefier and heavier duty diesel nozzle for it, although there was probably nothing wrong with the one that came with it. It was just a little cheesy looking for my taste, so I bought a $30 one that was a little bit heavier. So I dismantled the pump out of the carry case and mounted it on the outside of the tank. And then I drilled a hole in one end on the flat part and put a bulkhead fitting in, a 3/4 inch brass double male bulkhead fitting. I ended up having to go to the hardware store to get some thin machine washers. The washers that I was using kind of took up too much space on the threads, but that was a very inexpensive fix. So, long story short, I put a bulkhead fitting in it and connected the factory suction hose that came with the portable unit. I did have to cut the hose, of course. I'd cut it with a hacksaw so it would be smooth, and then filed the wire that's inside the hose smooth so it would fit up flush. And then the suction hose comes in from one end, it curls around and goes into the pump itself, and then out of the pump into the discharge hose. And as you can see, I built my own filtering system out of 3/4 inch piping. It first enters a fuel-water separator, and then it exits the fuel-water separator into a 10 micron filter that filters it even further. And then that hose is connected to the discharge hose that goes into your equipment. It's been a great transfer tank for me. The 25 gallons, I originally bought it to carry with us into the woods and the fields on our 290 acres that we work all year long. And sometimes when you're 6 miles from the house and need fuel, it gets to be a little headache. And toting cans around is just not an option. But it's been a lifesaver, backsaver especially, and I don't even have to pick up I either carry the thing to the fuel station or I tote 5-gallon totes, and I don't even have to unload them when I get home. As you can see in the video here, I back up to my truck and pump it out with another electric pump into the transfer tank, fill the transfer tank back up. When I don't tank the tank itself to the fuel station. But overall, I'm very happy with it. I have a build list that I will list down in the description. This cost me right around $300 total. That's for the tank, the pump, the filters, the hardware to connect everything up. But several people have messaged me about how did I build my tank, what did it cost, do you have a parts list, etc. Yes, I do. I yes to all those questions, and I will put that in the description below. I will even include the links to the parts that I bought. The links in my description carry you to my Amazon associate. I will get a small percentage off of your purchase if you use my link. It helps us out in the long run. It doesn't cost you anything extra. I also search out the best price for the best product in anything I buy. So it's very likely you wouldn't find that at a better cost compared to the quality of the product itself. You can probably buy some of the stuff locally. At the time I was in this build, it was winter and the weather wasn't very nice, and it's just a lot easier to make a couple of clicks and have the stuff delivered to the farm and assemble it here. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If it's a fairly easy project, just a little bit time consuming to hook everything up like you want it. I built my own. I built a temporary wooden fixture to hold the exterior filters on the tank, and lo and behold, after almost 2 years, it's still holding up. I originally was going to build a angle iron frame to move this thing around with my pallet forks and tractor, but so far I haven't needed to. I either leave it on a stand next to my tractor, my TYM main tractor, or it's either in the back of one of my side-by-sides when we're working, when it's cutting season. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the commentary on how I built my transfer tank. Take care.